Hello and welcome to Big Orbit Games unboxing video of the new feature card Buddyfight release, D-BT01 Buddy Rave. So my name is Simon, I'm going to do the unboxing today. So what's quite special about this set is it's effectively a lot of reprints of Japanese exclusive previously sets. So we've got quite a mix of a lot of different sets in here. So there's a little bit for every world in here as well, which is always nice in a release when you get something for every world. Here's one of our box topper promos as well. It's one of 5 different promos. So this is Abigail Beyond the Veil, so one of the new Impact monsters, and this one is for Darkness Dragon World. So I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on every card. I'm mostly just going to point out some of the rares and explain them to you. Just have a quick mooch through them, and the commons. Oh, camera back in focus. And the commons I'm mostly going to skip through. Well, that's quite cute, jackknife support. If you notice as well, at the bottom, the product code, D-BT01, so that's obviously referring to Buddy Rave, and then you have, in this instance, SS01. And then this is EB01 for damage control here. So what this means is those are the sets they were originally printed in Japanese. So that will, if you are a collector, that'll sort of help you, or if you're looking for more information about these cards or stuff, or wonder where they've come from. It's quite nice that they've put that on there so you do know the origin of the card, etc. So then we have damage control. Then we have a Impact monster for Hero World, so Great Rifle Deity Tigerian Kaiseru Swordbuster. I'm particularly interested in Hero World because that's my favourite one, Kaiserian. We have New Plasma Mine. Oh wow, Ultimate Card Bird D-Wing, that is a heck of a first card to pull. So this is a triple R in all its gold and shiny form. Absolutely beautiful card to look at. It's just not quite, I don't know if it's quite coming across on the camera, but that is absolutely gorgeous card. So this is Ultimate Card Burn D-Wing. So this is a new part of Card Burn. So it's a size 5 monster. 15,000 power, 10,000 defense, crit of 3. Those are such extreme stats. This card cannot enter the field other than by the act of Card Wyvern. This card on the field cannot be destroyed nor returned to hand. It has Ride, Penetrate, and triple attack. It's absolute beast of a card, which is why you can only play it via Card Wyvern. So hopefully we'll see a Card Wyvern at some point, and I will we'll go through that there. But I think that's pretty much just set the entire box for me there. That's made me extremely happy, at least, because I love the Kaiserian stuff, all the, like, you know, the Gaga themed giant robos. So yeah, so that's me sorted for this box. So I'm not a huge Buddyfight player. I do sort of enjoy playing the game occasionally. So yeah, so here we have a Impact monster for Ancient World, Ladis the Tyrant, Golden Dragon Eyes. We have Ride Changer Spike. We have Ride Changer Silverbeak. We have a single R Dragon Knight Cagliostro. So this is for the Dragon World, 1000 power and defense, size 1, 1 crit. Ain's Alchemy. When this card enters the field, if your flag is Dragon Ain, draw a card. Ain's Alchemy activates once per turn. So that's Dragon Ain support, which is quite interesting to see coming through a booster. Shame it's so difficult to get a hold of Dragon Ain. And Katana World, Electron Ninja Shiden. So 3000 power, 1000 defense, 1 crit, size 1. And Cyber Analysis. You can discard a Ninja Arts from your hand and pay a gauge to draw 2 cards once per turn. So like I said, every single world is represented in one way or another in here. You've even seen the Dragon Eyes, basically. We've already got a couple of duplicates already. In fact, this pack is looking remarkably similar. Oh, apart from we've had Resupply Complete, Battle Poets Launch, which is such a cool name for a card. And then we have Gratos Destruction Blade Impact Monster for Darkness Dragon World. So 7,000 power, 4,000 defense, 3 crit, cool cost, pay 2 gauge and put this card on top of a Black Knight monster on your field, and put up to 1 Black Knight from your drop zone into this card's soul. When this card's destroyed, destroy a monster on your opponent's field and you take a damage. Yeah, there's a little bit of a downside to it, but then, you know, you're destroying your opponent's monster. And, you know, it's all coming off the back of it being destroyed, so you can't complain too much. So yeah, what was I saying? So everything is represented in this set, but it just means some of it is in small quantity, so give me a lot of trading away with this set, I think. Defeat them in my place. There's also quite a few, there's a couple of reprints from some very old sets in here as well. Oh wow, another triple R! So Godly Speed Bow Dragon. So this is Dragon Mode. It's one of the new Sun Dragons, so the D series. 6,000 power, 3,000 defense, 2 crit, and it's a size 2. And when this card attacks, if your opponent does not have a monster in center, you gain a life. And it's got move. That's a really useful card for the gaining life. Not very often you see that in Buddyfight outside of, like, you know, your counters and stuff, so. And life gain is very useful for keeping in those extra couple of turns, or even just the extra 1 turn, I guess. Ironing Man, because irony, for the superheroes. When it enters the field, put the top card of your deck into your gauge. Useful because, you know, superheroes do burn through a lot of gauge. And Crimson Duo Battler, double Crimson Impact. So Impact Monster. For Dragon World, it costs a 3 gauge and put a Crimson from the field into the drop zone. Sorry, I was almost about to say hand. When it attacks, if you have a card equipped with Fist in its name, deal 2 damage to your opponent and penetrate. So that really is going to be finishing off your opponent there, isn't it? Or at least you hope so. So Circle Knife Dragon. Loki, I like Loki. He's only, he's a size 0, he's got 3,000 power, 5,000 defense, and 0 crit, so you're not going to be killing your opponent, but when he enters the field, you may put all souls from a card on the field into its owner's drop zone. That's a very nice little ability there for denying your opponent something that's been jacked up with loads of soul, hint, jackknife and such. Cardian Overheat, and then we have I Won't Let You. I love this Hero World cards. Oh, nice. Double R. Watch My Back. So this is a spell for Hero World. They're looking very sort of G1 Transformer-y there as well. Cool cost. Pay a life. And just got a card from your hand. Put the top card of your deck into your gauge. Look at the top 5 cards. Put up to 2 Ride Changers into your hand from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. And you can only do this once per turn. So you saw some of the Ride Changers earlier. And they're sort of one of the 2 new, I want to say clans, but sub-clans for Hero World that are apparent, that appear in here from the original, I can't remember what the Japanese, the EB02 from Japan, and I can't remember what it's called. Cyber Police, Side Watcher. Bam! Oh wow, that's like a Hero World booster. Cool, Super Machine. Ah, Star Dragon World, we get an Impact Monster, so this is Martial Fortress, Megalo Sanction. So core cost is 7 gauge, huge. When it enters the field though, put up to 5 Dragon Arms from your drop zone into this card's soul, and when it attacks, if there's 5 or more in the soul, for this turn this card gets triple attack, with 12,000 power, 12,000 defense, and 1 crit. What is there to complain about that card? And it also looks like this is a foil version as well of the single R. So yeah, all the commons and rares in this set could potentially turn up as a foil, which is quite nice. I like being able to bling out decks. So there we have the Great Raging Dragon, Zargle Ragne, Crazed Claw, Raging Fang. I only wanted to stall on it because I think the artwork for that's really cool. Really cool monster there for Danger World. Dragon Arms Logistica. Spiker, Soldier Forms, that's one of the ride changes. Lend me your strength. So this is a spell for Hero World. Choose and use one of the following 2. Search your deck for up to 1 Brave Machine with card in its name and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. And if you ride on a card with card burn in its name, put the top 2 cards of your deck into your gauge and, and draw. So useful. And then we have Dragon Emperor Legends. This is I believe, a reprint. For Ancient Mode, spell, put the top card of your deck into your gauge, gain a life, draw a card. That's just, you know, overall good value. So yeah, I believe that's a reprint, that one. Dragon Emperor Legend. Abyss Aura. Epicenter Coverage Dragon, Ground 0. Sailor Barrier. Battle Poet Speaking. And Centre of the World, Mary Sue. That's definitely a reprint. Cool cost, pay 2 gauge. Almighty Miracle. When this card enters the field, search your deck for up to 1 spell card, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. And it is so pink and colourful. It is lovely. So that's another double R for the collection though. Can't complain so far. We've had 2 triples and 2 doubles. That's a fantastic box already. Lone Possession Knight Jake. Unarmed Brawl Dragon Emperor. Tears Don't Suit a Maiden. So that's one of the superheroine support cards. We have Professor Minjo. Instructions. Cosmo Tactic. Just look at that epic beard. So Impact Monster for Hero World. He's a superhero professor. Homemade buddy battle videos. Cool cost, pay 3 gauge and put a monster from your field in the drop zone. When this card enters the field, put the top 5 cards of your deck into the drop zone, and if 4 or more different attributes from among them, deal the damage to your opponent, and if there was 6 or more, destroy a card on your opponent's field, and if there's 9 or more after this turn, you get another turn. So it requires a bit of deck building to really pull that combo off, but so worth it for the extra turn, and to have a card with such a magnificent beard in it. And then I'll Be Troubled If You Forget. Another Hero World spell card, cool cost, pay a gauge and pay a life, to put 2 Ride Changer monsters from your drop zone into your hand. Fairly simple and straightforward, isn't it? Just lets you recur some of the guys you might have lost from previous turns. Ultimate Buddy, Ninja Arts Half Kill, Card Wyvern. So this is one that interacts with Mr. Ultimate Cardburn D-Wing. So it's a size 2 monster, 3000 power, 6000 defense, 2 crit. Counter, act. If you're Ride on Ultimate Cardburn, you can pay 2 gauge and put an Ultimate Cardburn and this card from your field into your drop zone. If you do, choose it to 1 Ultimate Cardburn D-Wing from your hand or deck and ride it. If you search your deck, shuffle it. And it also has move on top of that. So yeah, so that is how you gain access to Mr. D-Wing. So, I've seen through your moves. Cool reprint, but different artwork, I think. So, oh nice. So we have another double R. This one is the Bladewing Immortal Phoenix with some very snazzy artwork. So it's an impact monster for Dungeon World. Core cost is 3 gauge. When it attacks, you may put a dungeon enemy and an adventurer from your drop zone on the bottom of your deck to gain a life, draw a card, and for this turn, this card gets double attack. And you can only do this once per turn. And looking very pretty as a double R as well. Yeah. So we've seen how you gain access to Mr. D-Wing, the Ultimate Cardburn. Another Loki. Overheat. I Won't Let You. Hyper Energy, yes, finally been reprinted, although I do prefer the original artwork, I'm going to admit. And Silverbeak Soldier Form, one of the Ride Changers. It cannot enter the field other than by the act of Ride Changer Silverbeak. When this card attacks, deal 2 damage to your opponent automatically. And it has Ride, of course, because it's a Ride Changer. We've loaned Possession, Tears Don't Suit a Maiden, Card Wyvern again. Hey, we're finally going to see a few copies of it. Gigarama Knight Cerberus Alpha, or A if you want to. That's quite a nice impact monster. And Attack Power Amplification Device. But the reason it's at the back, even though it's common, is that it's foil. And yeah, I'll put that on there. Ooh. So we have a that one dragon, Severing Dragon Scissor Gylos, Guardian Mode Armor. We have Rebellion Rhapsody. So this is impact monster for Dungeon World. You can only call this card if you have 2 items equipped. Call cost is 2 gauge, and for each item on you and your opponent's field, this card gets critical +1. So it's at least critical +2 at the moment. So critical 4 minimum. Poof. And we have Ride Changer Officer, Winning Maximum. So this is one of the Ride Changers, 3000 power, 3000 defense, 2 crit, and it's a size 1. Counter, act. If you have 6 or less life, you may pay 2 gauge and put this card into your drop zone. If you do, call or ride a Winning Maximum soldier form from your hand. And ride, pay 1 gauge. So yeah, so it's really, it could be kind of fun actually, I think, to build a deck out of the Ride Changers. Magical Eyes Release, Star Dragon Heliopause, Uniform Warrior Military Frill. That's a shallow shot. Oh, and a secret flag. So I don't need to explain to you how the flags work. But yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, nice. So yeah, so wow, I'm super happy with this box. So yeah, if you're after this card, this will be going on the site as soon as this video is finished filming. So if you're after that, just snap it up. Otherwise, well, it's probably even gone by now. But yeah, that's cool. Oh, the second half of this box is going to be so anticlimactic. So yeah, ride change, the actual spell. Uniform Warrior Formal Frill. So another double R. 6,000 power, 2,000 defense, crit 2, size 2 monster. Cool cost is per gauge, and if you have another superhero on your field, all superheroines on your field gain penetrate. And at the end of the battle that this card attacked, if you have another superheroine on your field, for this turn this card gets double attack. Double attack and penetrate. Seems fair. So next pack. Severing, ride change. Katana World, Impact Monster. So I always feel like Katana World gets neglected. So Skull Warrior Bones of the Four Birds. A good den haha. It is Haba, sorry. Although haha fits more with a giant grin. So it's a Impact Monster, 9,000 power, 4,000 defense, 2 crit. Cool cost is 2 gauge and destroy one or more Skull Warriors on your field. And when it attacks, you may put the top 4 cards of your deck into your drop zone. If you do deal damage to your opponent equal to the number of Skull Warriors among those cards. And it has move as well. So yeah, that's a pretty neat Impact Monster. And we have the Captive of Eternity, Samseed. So Darkness Dragon World card. It's a rare, but we've got the foily version here. So 8,000 power and defense, 2 crit. It's a size 3. Cool cost is 2 gauge. If your flag is not Darkness Dragon World though, this card gets double attack. And if your flag is Darkness Dragon World, it gets critical +1 and penetrate. Ooh, I think, me personally, I prefer this in Darkness Dragon World. That +1 crit and penetrate, I think, to I don't know, that's a tough choice actually. The double attack's so useful for clearing your opponent's field. Oof, tough choice. I like that. So, Star Dragon Heliopause. Like I said, every world is represented in here, whether or not it's in equal or fair measures. Sunfurnished Jet Type 1. Cyber Police, Side Watcher. Valkyrie, Skuld, the Lamenter of the Future. So yeah, this is for the Legend World. Cool cost is 2 gauge and put the top card of your deck into the Soul. Act, discard a card from your hand. If you do, look at 3 cards on the top of your deck or your opponent's deck and put them back in any order on the top, then draw a card. You may use this once per turn with Move and Soul Guard. Ooh, that's a neat little ability. Anything to manipulate your opponent's deck. Come on, how much fun is that? And Activate Barrier for Hero World. So, it's a set spell, and if an item in your field would leave the field by an effect of your opponent's card, you may put this card into your drop zone, and that item remains on the field. So effectively preventing your rides and stuff from rides and transforms from getting removed effectively, which is useful. I mean, I feel bad for the people running cards to counter that exact thing happening. Yeah, Spiker Soldier Form, Sailor Barrier. Another triple R, Wicked Lord Dragon Sword, Occulta Gwyneth. I think I probably got that right. So it's an item, 15,000 power and 2 crit. So this card is also regarded as Demonic Demise Sword, Occulta Gwyneth. You may not equip this card other than by the ability of Demonic Demise Dragon Azidahaka. And this card's attack cannot be nullified if it is attacking alone, with double attack and 2 crit and 15,000 power. So it requires a little bit of setup. But yeah, that's a really nice sword. And it's also a triple R, so that can go there. It's quite nice, the foiling, especially like the gold edging around the sword. I still don't think it looks as nice as the other two, mind. So there we go. So Noble Sacrifice, Electric Source, bam, Uniform Warrior Military Frill, and Double Hard Devil Stigma. I hope everyone else's box is in a way like as fortuitous as this. So Devil Stigma. So Darkness Dragon World spell, you can only cast this card during the final phase. Counter, destroy a monster on your field to put the top 2 cards of your deck into your gauge and gain a life. So you can only do this during the final phase though, so it's a sneaky way of keeping yourself in the game when your opponent thinks they've got you. That's Valkyrie, but the Rotor the Caller of Blizzards this time. Buddy Help, generic card, pay 3, draw 2. Yeah. That's a Shadow Shot. Transform Bout, Card Winder. Energy Absorption Machinery underneath. Sorry, I thought I saw a different card underneath. So this is an item card, 0 power, 1 crit. Interesting. Equip cost, pay a life and return up to 1 card with Guardian in its card name you are transformed back into your hand. Act, you may pay 2 gauge and return this card from your field to your hand to choose a monster with Guardian in its card name from your hand or deck and transform into it. If you search your deck, shuffle it. So that's really useful for switching out gear into something else that you might, like something different you might want for the situation, or just triggering the Enters effects again, potentially, depending. I'm not entirely up to date on what all the Guardians do, because I think they're new to this set, but that seems like it could have some interesting combos going there with that. An Energy Absorption Machinery spell. So cool cost, pay a gauge, put a card from your opponent's gauge and a soul from a card on your opponent's field into their drop zone and gain 2 life. So be really mean to your opponent and gain life for doing it. seems fair to me. White Dragon Shield, of course, more shields, always needed. Black Wilderness Golgoth. Rescue Dragon, Project Gunner. Chillax, man. And we have, beautiful. So another double R, so Jules Seeger Turbulence. And again, some pretty impressive looking artwork. There's one benefit of the impact monsters, because the card's been horizontal, you can get these really nice wide big creatures in there. So 10,000 power and defense, 2 crit, size 3. Cool cost, when size 3 Dragon Lord with lifelink on your field is destroyed, nullify that monster's lifelink and pay 3 gauge. When this card enters your field, your life becomes 1. Ooh. But when you attack, if you have 1 life, for this turn, this card gains Penetrate and triple attack. However, it is lifelink 1. So be careful with this card. I mean, you can technically keep going into itself if you've got multiple copies, because it is a size 3 Dragon Lord with lifelink. But yeah, that's gotta be careful with that one. That one could very rapidly turn back around on you if you're not careful. But otherwise, triple attack with Penetrate and crit 2 and 10,000. You're pretty much guaranteeing your opponent's dying after that, aren't you? Unarmed Brawl, Ultimate Buddy. I've seen 3 of your moves. Battle Poet Thinking. Looks like JRX in a way. 6,000 power, 4,000 defense, 2 crit, size 3. Core cost, pay 2 gauge and put the top card of your deck into this card's soul. Act, Sing Mickblade. You can discard a card with Battle Poet in its name from your hand, and for this turn, a card with Battle Poet in its name on your field gains double attack. You can only use this once per turn though. And it's got Move End, Soul Guard, just in case you don't want to use that ability. And Chillax, but this time in foil. So most of the way through the pack, we've had so many double R's, 3 triple R's, a secret. Can it get any better? Another Battle Poet, this one's Speaking. We have Dukrazar Second Manifestation Demon Knight, Impact Monster for Dungeon World. Pay 3 gauge and put this in card on top of a Demon Lord on your field. When this card enters the field, call up to 1 Demon Lord from your hand without paying the call cost, and until the card leaves the field it becomes size 0 and can also attack during the final phase, with Soul Guard added in. That's pretty nice. Well, not for your opponent, but... And then a foil Uniform Warrior Military Frill. Dragon Deity Tyrant. 6th Warrior Zex. I cannot afford to lose. Bush Knife Dragon as a rare. And Street Racer Elegos as another rare, this time for Magic World. Finally, Magic World, something for Magic World. So it seems to be quite heavily slanted towards Hero World. They do seem to be almost a favourite at the moment. next Dragon World. So I'm going to start, we're getting right towards the end now, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. And then we have another double R. So it's a Jackknife, it's Jackknife Gewalt. Size 2 monster, 8,000 power, 4,000 defense and 4 crit. Core cost, pay 2 gauge and put this card on top of a monster with Jackknife in its name on your field. And this card on the field cannot be destroyed by effects from your opponent's cards. Penetrate and Soul Guard. So, just in case they manage to muster up the strength to actually be able to attack it, that could destroy it. Nope. It's got Soul Guard. So, like I said, skipping through a little bit, this is my fight. So, please hold Hunter, Familiar Plitz, and then we also have Sylph Fairy's Banquet. So, Impact Monster for Legend World. So this one just, when it enters such your deck for up to 1 Super Heroine or Bandage Warrior Masked Vantage. So it's a Super Heroine support. And this one is a Widar Cycle or Fairy monster from your field into drop zone as a cost, and 2 gauge. When it enters the field during your final phase, stand all Widar Cycle and Fairy monsters on your field, and for this turn all those types of monsters on your field can also attack during your final phase. Seeing that quite a bit actually, cards that are allowing you to attack during the final phase. So that's a bit of a shift in the game, isn't it? The final phase having a bit more impact. Prepped and okay to launch. We have a triple R, Star Dragon of Bonds, Jackknife. So this is a Star Dragon World card, 6,000 power and defense, 2 crit, size 3. Core cost is pay 2 gauge and put a monster from your drop zone into this card's soul. When it attacks, deal the damage to your opponent. And if you have an item equipped, this card gets power plus 2,000, defense 2,000. Then items on your field get power plus 2,000 as well, with move and Soul Guard. I know some Jackknife players that are going to be quite happy to see that guy around now. So, penultimate pack. Ninja Arts, Cardian, Blazer, Captive of Eternity, Zamseed, and Jackknife Overwrite, this time in Hollow. So, final pack. Can we get another triple R? Sounds like it'd be a bit greedy if I did. I am a Rose who cuts down evil, and Uniform Warrior Racer Frill as the final 2 cards. Whew. So there we go. Those are all the cards that I've pulled out of my Buddy Rave box. So let's take a look here. So we've got 4 triple R's, all from different worlds as well, which is cool. Good for trading. Love Ultimate Card D-Wing. But in terms of actual artwork, Godly Speed Battle Dragon's got to be the nicest out of all of these. So yeah, so those are all my triples. Then we've got these doubles as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in total. Now 2 of them are Hero World, which does seem to be quite well represented in this set, I'll be honest. Mostly because of the EBO2 printing, I guess. But so yeah, but still there's quite a lot of double R's. And then once more, the Secret Flag. Ooh. Rise Sun, Burn Sun, Luminite, Scorching Sun Dragon. So yeah, so there we go. Sorry, enough of that. So yeah, so overall, very happy with what I've pulled out of the box. The set in general, it seems like a good set. It's supposedly, as I keep repeating, it supposedly has support for all the worlds. However, it does seem to quite heavily favour the Hero World compared to some of the others. Katana and stuff, you're sort of out of luck because there's not really too many cards for you in there. But things like the Jackknife support and stuff, you know, there's definitely stuff in here for everyone once again. And it's good that they've bundled all of the Japanese releases and printed them as one rather than doing them all separately, because that would have just taken forever for them to print and run through. So instead we get them all nice and neatly in one big run. So there we go, that's everything from Buddy Rave. So remember, all the cards you've seen here today can be bought and sold on our website, bigorbitcards.co.uk. Remember to like and subscribe, check out my other Buddyfight videos if you're curious, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.